Mummy's Dirty Secrets.
Hello and welcome back to Mummy's Dirty Secrets. We're episode 16. I'm Yasmin.
And I'm Kelly. Hi.
And today we're talking a little bit about polyamory.
What is this polyamory thing then you
What is
talk
it?
of?
Well, I just thought we'll get a definition once I've finished having my Nigel snuggles.
Yeah. Nigel's a cat, by the way, not my husband. Oh, he's not letting up, is he, old Nige? I'm covered
Maybe
in cat
we're
hair.
engaging in our own polyamory.
Yeah.
Right. Polyamory is a type of open or non-monogamous, he's right down there, relationship that follows certain guidelines. Polyamory specifically refers to people who have multiple romantic relationships at the same time. It doesn't mean any type of open relationship that... It does not mean any type of open relationship that may include more casual sexual partners.
Do you have to be married? Or is it just a relationship?
I don't think you have to be married. Is it legal? Is it illegal? It's not a legally protected status like being straight or gay. You can lose your job for being polyamorous.
What?
I wonder if that's from the UK. The dark side of polyamory that no one talks about on insider.com. Well, that may or may not be from America.
Polyamorous.
Polyamorous. Mm.
So it's basically, hang on, let me get my little head round it. Polyamorous means you are. I'm just going to repeat what you just said. Actually, It's a bit pointless. So you can have more than one partner at the same time, so long as it's in an agreement.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
because otherwise
I
it's just cheating, isn't
it? Recent Red Table talk on it.
Yeah.
On Facebook, if anybody wants to have a look. And initially, I just thought, well, I mean, I still do think, personally, for me, it wouldn't be an option. But they sort of had this guy on there who, him and his wife, got married. They really love each other. They don't want to split up or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it suits them just to sort of, I don't know whether they spoke about bringing in somebody else or seeing people separately or whatever, and they trust each other implicitly.
Yeah.
And
So it's not really, it's I just fell off the sofa. It's just a sexual thing then, is it, perhaps? So it's not like somebody you go to the cinema with.
They did have a girl on there who had this, who was with the guy and his wife, and she said that she has a life partner with another female, but she said we tried to have sex once and it didn't work.
Right.
She said, but she's my soulmate and she's my life partner,
Yeah.
and she said I always want to be connected to her in some way. She loves her more than a friend, but they haven't got a physical relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. The whole side of it, once they started talking about monogamous relationships and the communication that people don't have, the lack of, and the things that people do out of agreement, and they do it anyway.
Yeah.
I kind of think I respect their choices to be able to speak and have such a good level of communication.
Yeah.
I don't know. In an ideal world, I'd like to say I could imagine that being a good way to live, especially a long-term relationship. But the bottom line is, I think jealousy would be a massive factor for me.
Yeah,
massive.
Even if like you've got different people to fulfil other roles that you perhaps can't do, or want to do or whatever. Yeah, it would be that jealousy or competitiveness or then, I would perhaps feel insufficient, insecure. I don't fulfill the needs that he wants.
Well, in this scenario, the women were both friends. So he had his wife, he had his girlfriend, but he's not in any other situation with anybody else, just this other woman.
Yeah.
Who's got the life partnership with the other woman and his wife. But his wife has got a boyfriend as well.
Wow.
So I suppose
that's far too many
fair
Christmas
play
presents
to them
buy,
if they
isn't
can
it?
fair play to them if they can both
Well, if they
accept
can coexist
it
like that,
and
then
it works.
yeah, absolutely. I think it would be for me too much to juggle.
Well, they
more than
spoke about
anything.
how the daughter, it was Will Smith's daughter on there, and she said that it's not a sexual thing for her. It's just about, she said, like, can you imagine loving all the people in the room the same? And the grandmother said no. And she said, well, for me, it's about loving and appreciating everybody.
Yeah, but I've got some amazing friends, and my sister, and my brother's obviously. I know that's perhaps a different love, but since my parents have died, the feelings I have for my sister have increased.
Yeah.
Obviously, always loved her as a sister, but because she's now sort of become more now that I don't have parents, and all my best friends, I love them unconditionally as well. So does that mean I am polyamorous with them? Because, like, for example, my friend Leslie, my best friend Leslie, I've known for like 40 years. I love her as much as I love Rob, really, in a different type of love.
Way. Yeah. Yeah.
So could that be classed as that as well?
Does there need to have the physical kind of link?
That's why I said to you, is it a sexual thing? Because I have great love for many of my friends unconditionally.
Yeah.
I love them, and obviously but I don't have sexual feelings towards them.
Yeah, maybe we should read out that thing from Facebook actually.
Yeah.
About, husband not needing to be the soulmate kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Because that is so many people put, my husband, my best friend, my soulmate. Obviously I love Rob, he's my husband.
Yeah.
But I don't consider him my best friend.
No.
Because I don't share things with him that I do share with my best friend.
And I think often we do. I think at a time when I probably felt like I hadn't had many friends was the time when I expected too much of my partner.
Yeah.
To tick all or to fulfill all of my needs, which they're not there to do that, are they?
No.
And I remember sort of having a chat with my brother and saying, me and him can't really have deep chats, and we can't really. And he went, go and talk to one of your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
He said he's not there to do everything for you.
Rob's not interested in all those sorts of things. I'm not saying he's not interested in what I do, but idle gossip, for example. And he's not one for chit chat.
Yeah.
He doesn't do inane chatter, as he calls it, which you do with your girlfriends, don't you? Or male friends.
And maybe you might not even like it if you did do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like certain people, certain times, certain places.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Maybe you wouldn't want it all the time.
No. So, if I've got a little bit of a, oh my God, guess what happened today? It might not be something that Rob's going to go back, oh my God, that's amazing. He'll go, all right. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I wanted more, I wanted more of a, dare I say, gossip?
Yeah.
Bitchy chat that girls have, but I'm not going to get that from Rob because he's not interested in that sort of thing. He doesn't do bitching, he doesn't do gossiping.
Yeah.
And I'm a woman, we do, that's normal. Yeah. So no, I search for that in my friends.
Yeah.
Or if I would never take him clothes shopping because he's brutally honest. Which sometimes you also might not want to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've tried things on once and he's told me I look like an Afghan hound or a loaf of bread or things. And it is hilariously accurate.
Yeah.
Perhaps not don't want to hear that. So does that mean I'm polyamorous then?
Possibly. I have to have a look
So if it's not sexual...
Yeah. Then... Well, people are definitely capable of loving more than one. I mean, I always think when people say, I found the one, I don't believe in the one. I do believe a little bit in fate and destiny and meeting certain people at a certain time, and that people are supposed to come into your life for a reason, that's for sure.
For sure. Yeah, yeah.
But I've also... I was going to say I've also felt like no one is irreplaceable. But each individual is irreplaceable because there's only one of them. But I've always sort of it's not even a quiet confidence. It's just like when you look at how many people there are on the planet, the likelihood of you finding somebody else that you connect with is probably quite strong.
Yes.
So,
but
I do also think it's a beautiful thing to be able to find somebody we're all flawed in our own different ways, but to find someone that's like flawed and not quite, you don't quite fit together, but you try and make it work anyway.
Yeah.
And well, to an extent, that's what marriage is, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
You know, especially the longer you grow in different ways and stuff, and a lot of it is trying to make it work.
Yeah, and it's never a walk in the park. I know, God bless those people who have had it, but many people said for many years, it's marriage. You have to work at it. It's not easy.
I think that's what I mean, especially being in the early stages of a relationship. It's easy for me to look at polyamory and go, yeah, no, I don't really. But
no, I agree.
Reevaluating something like that, if you've been with someone 20, 30 years, might you then go, yeah, maybe.
No, I mean, I have been with Rob 20 years, and I wouldn't.
I suppose it does come down to morals and values. And
me
stuff.
And my morals. I'm right up there on my bloody pedestal, aren't I? But Rob might think differently. Yeah. He might want several girlfriends. Yeah. He's never mentioned it to me.
Sounded like a dog then.
I don't know if that was some... Yeah, he can't quite reach, can he, bless him? That's Fat Nigel trying to clean himself. Love him. Perhaps we should put a picture of Nigel up, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should.
We're not going to fat shame him, are we? We might be fat shaming Nigel. God love him. I don't know. I don't know if Rob would. Maybe. I don't know. But me, no.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm lucky in the fact that I have got some great friends, male and female.
Yeah.
That, and again, even in those, they all play a different role. For me.
You get different things from...
Yeah, because there's things you can discuss differently with different people.
Yeah.
So I think I'm polyamorous without even knowing. And without any, sexual side of it.
Yeah.
But that depends. I think that might need to be established on that, doesn't it?
Let's deal with a bit of it. So it is a lot about boundaries and stuff as well, because it also prompts here, what is cheating in a polyamorous relationship? A polyamorous person can cheat on their partners by ignoring agreed upon boundaries about dating others, like not telling their partners when they have sex with new people. So it's not just a free and open and easy thing. Well, and actually Wikipedia... their definition is... Right, so the Greek translation of it is many love. Is the practice or desire for intimate relationships with more than one partner, with informed consent of all partners involved.
So for me, that would suggest that they are sexual.
Yes.
But then there's different levels of intimacy as well, isn't there?
Polyamory has been defined as loving more than one person at once with respect, trust and honesty for all partners. Polyamory versus polygamy. What is polygamy?
Is it Lego?
Polygamy, on the other hand, involves being married to multiple partners.
Ah, right.
Right. In polyamorous relationships, it is not completely about sex, whereas an open relationship is typically defined as having outside sexual relations that do not form into relationships. With polyamory, the point is to have multiple relationships, as love and emotional connections are the driving forces. Possibly, then.
Oh, I am. I'm definitely polyamorous then.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. So polygamy?
So
is when you're
maybe we don't jump
more.
to conclusions. Yeah, polygamy, or whatever it is.
Yeah. I think if it's defined as loving, because a friend of mine who was over, she came to visit me a couple of years ago, and she's gay, and she said to me once that she was talking about someone that she really liked, and she said I really love you, and I really love her, but I don't want to have sex with you.
Yeah.
So is that polyamorous then as well? I mean, I love her as well because she's one of my really, really good friends. Love her to death.
Yeah.
And the respect, the communication and everything we have on that level.
Yeah.
But, you know, she likes women, I like men. But we don't have that connection, but we love each other deeply.
And actually that's probably what, like, saying about this woman before and this other woman, mistaking it for being something more, and then when they took it to that physical level, they were like, oh no, hang on, no.
In actual fact, I do have another couple of friends that did do that.
Yeah.
They connected emotionally, and one of them was in a bad place at the time, so they supported each other greatly, and you know, and they did try and have that connection and tried like the physical side of it.
Yeah.
And then I think even for a couple of years.
Wow.
Or at least a year.
Yeah.
And then both realised that they didn't actually feel that for each other.
Yeah.
They loved each other immensely and deeply and had great respect for each other and, you know, the love and everything. But it wasn't a sexual thing, which they discovered afterwards. And consequently, you know...
Which can be confusing. Like, I don't know if you've had any really good male friends. Like... Growing up, I sort of always got on quite well with
me too.
boys
I've got
time.
2 brothers, so you know there's always a lot of boys around the house.
And sometimes it can be quite confusing when you think, and especially the outward, the external influences, kind of going, oh, you'd be great together, and you sort of think, we get on really well, we make each other laugh, and almost if you could make yourself fancy them, you would. And you think, why don't I want you in that way that I want other people? And so you stay as friends. You don't do
that to a female friend, do you?
No, it's true.
Because I've got some female friends that, Christ, we laugh till we're crying down our thighs.
But men and women, there's some people have the sort of assumption that men and women can't be friends, that one person always wants more. But why do we have to put it in a box? Because, like you say, we don't with female relationships and male relationships.
I have got some really good male friends as well that I really have a good laugh with, and you know, even like Ben and Ian, get on very well with the both of them. You know, and you know, there was never anything more. Either side. That's the chair. We need to oil this chair, honestly. But
I mean, I've questioned myself over the years, having male friends and stuff like that, thinking, sort of knowing that I don't really want more, but thinking, and I think it's happened on films and stuff, but one that I'm thinking of is on P.S. I Love You, when they get on so well.
I don't think I've seen that.
Have you not seen
it?
Oh, that's brilliant.
I don't do chick flicks.
No.
No.
But yeah, they kiss and then they're like, oh no, it was like kissing my brother.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how I think I'd feel if I kiss my best friend.
Exactly.
Is like, oh no, it'd be like kissing my brother.
Yeah, because I think sometimes, you know, with when you do meet someone, I think the sexual chemistry almost comes first, because you're in lust with someone before you're in love with someone, you know. So I think if there is going to be that sexual chemistry, male, female, whatever, it comes first. In my thoughts.
It's true, and then either that lust kind of fades, you either maybe sleep together or whatever, have an experience together, go on a date or whatever, and realise, because with some people, I don't know about you, but from the off you can be attracted to them, and then you're like, the more you get to know them, you're like,
exactly,
no, actually...
Their personality might not match the sexual
I
chemistry
created
you
something
had.
different. Completely.
Yeah, for sure.
And then either you build on that and it gets better, or it was just a completely a lust thing.
Because unless you sort of start communicating with somebody by messenger or something, you haven't seen each other. If you, like in my day, in the good old days when you used to meet somebody in a bar, you would fancy them first. You'd be drawn to how they look.
Yeah.
So without knowing what they sound like, you know, what their personality is like, you are initially attracted to the look of it. And like you say, you know, you might snog them, you might have a date, you might have sex, whatever, and then you think, fucking hell, sorry, what an idiot. You know, and their personality is just incompatible. And then that sexual chemistry then goes poof, and it like goes from 100 to 0.
Falls flat, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you're going to live with someone and stay with someone, you've got to connect on more levels than just the sexual side of it.
Animal sort of that desire.
Yeah. God, you can tell we've had a glass of wine, can't you, eh? Ooh, flipping out.
Oh, dear.
And now, word of the week.
So I'm going to do quick fire ones, okay?
Okay.
So the first one is melissophilia.
And am I allowed to know if it is a rude thing or not?
They're things that people will have. So a philia is a fetish,
like a
isn't it?
fetish or a phobia.
So they're all fetishes.
Or, right. No,
Yeah.
a phobia is a
phobia.
Phobia is a phobia, isn't it? Yeah. No, I'm trying to think of what is a philia.
It's a fetish.
I'm
It's
thinking
a
of what is
desire,
the word for. Oh no, it's phobia. Arachnophobia is fear of spiders, isn't it? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Ignore me. Okay. And melissophilia. Wow, I am just thinking. I've got one friend called Melissa. Hi Mel, if you're listening.
And everybody's aroused by her.
And I feel like, if it is it a thing for Melissa? It's not.
It's to be aroused by bees and wasps.
Oh,
I don't have that.
imagine being around somebody that's got that when everyone else is going, ooh, ooh,
Yeah,
and they're
and they
just
go,
trying to like
"Oh,"
push their
yeah.
erection down, like, ooh. You know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think anybody can be aroused by anything, it would seem, after looking at
Yeah.
this website is wild95.5.com, if anybody wants to check it out. So yeah, melissophilia is being aroused by bees and wasps.
Ah.
Okay.
I wonder if, like, on what level? I suppose it could be any, but I'm just thinking,
Being
is
stung or the
like, does it
sound
remind
or-
them of the sound of a vibrator, or?
I don't know.
I don't. That's not what I think of when I see a bee or a wasp.
Or maybe
that sounds like
it's the
vibrator.
stinging, or I don't know.
Your sort of element of danger, or
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I don't have it. Definitely don't have that one. So the next one is psychrophilia. Now, this will be interesting because you have brought up the opposite of this one before.
In that case, is it a fetish for freezing cold
Yes,
weather?
it is, yes. It's aroused by the cold or watching other people being freezing cold.
Oh, watching other people be freezing cold.
That's a bit sadistic, isn't it,
It
really?
is.
I suppose that's part of the arousal, I suppose.
But then I do remember, like, years ago, an ex-boyfriend sort of experimenting with some ice. I mean, have we all been?
I think we've all been there. Yeah.
Surely for a man, though, that's just going to, like, the cold makes you shrivel, doesn't it?
I
think
it's
I
like
experienced-
sometimes
I
I've
played
known
as
like
well.
men that like ice and then like a hot drink, and ice
Yeah.
and hot drink. I didn't think of it on that sort of more
Yeah.
simplistic level. I was literally watching, like, putting somebody in the middle of the Arctic and just watching them, thinking,
Yeah.
knocking one out, watching them die.
Well, no, that's shivering.
Yeah.
Shivering.
Your lips have gone blue.
Yeah, that's what I was
Ooh.
going to say.
Oh, your fingernails have dropped off.
Icicles from the nose. Yes, take me now. But no, I remember him putting some ice in his mouth.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's psychrophilia. Yeah, I suppose on a level, it could be with the ice thing. All right, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't read my writing now. So the next one is, hang on a minute, sphelismophilia. Sphelismophilia.
Sphelis.
No, it's PS. So I'm.
Oh.
So it could be selismophilia or sphelismophilia. Oh God, I shan't have any more wine.
Is it like a fetish for like trees?
No, it's being aroused by someone who stutters. So I think I'd have been all right there because I couldn't even get the word out. So I could have turned somebody right on there, couldn't I? Sphelismophilia. I mean, they could have made it a bit easier, Christ almighty, couldn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Right, the next one is Climicophilia. Oh, it makes me laugh just reading it. Climicophilia. You're never
How's
going to
that
guess on in
being
a
spelled?
100. Climaco philia. Climicophilia.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like climate or climbing, or is it a fetish for like having sex on a rock face?
It's being aroused by falling down the stairs or watching someone falling down the stairs. That's just cruel. But I think like with that one and the stuttering one, I could really turn somebody on because I'm always falling up or down the stairs. I fall up the stairs so many times.
At what point does that become your natural reaction?
Oh, are you aroused by you falling down the stairs and like breaking your ankle, or watching someone else like tumble down the stairs?
It just highlights how weird.
And as you said last week, they walk among us. They walk among us, these people.
Which is terrible because we're all for, we're open-minded and everything.
But,
But
the next one,
Imagine tripping up the stairs and Rob going, Christ, you give me a hard on.
Oh, do that again.
Oh, you give me a hard on then.
Just go and dislocate your shoulder again. That's probably a philia as well, isn't it? Breaking bones. Lithophilia.
Like, is it being sexually aroused by a lithium battery?
No. It's being aroused by rolling in stones or gravel. That must hurt. I like the sound of people walking on gravel. Like,
yeah.
That crunch. Probably because it reminds me of crisps.
Yeah.
Do you know, my next door neighbours, their garden is gravel, and they're forever walking around it. And I said that to Rob, it sounds like they're walking on crisps all the time. So maybe they've got it next door.
I've never seen anyone lay in gravel though. But if I did now, I'd be thinking that they've got that.
Yeah, even like going to a beach that the sand isn't fine annoys me. Yeah, that's a weird one. And one more. Oh God, I can't read my writing. Autoplushophilia.
Oh. No, I'm getting nothing.
Well, it's being turned on by dressing as a giant stuffed animal.
Oh.
Perhaps like the mascots at football games and things.
Yeah.
I think by dressing as them or seeing someone else dressed as one.
I wonder, is that it being something different to what it actually is, or?
Well, I think if you're turned on by someone dressed as one, that's a bit like bestiality, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, a bit. Look, it's one thing to fancy oh, I've done a little woo.
Maybe he thought, oh Christ, they've mentioned it, they're after me.
He's
Nigel,
looking,
don't go
he's
round
looking
there.
for an escape route down the back of all the
God,
wires.
Don't unplug anything, because that could be... Come in, Nigel, come on. Yeah, so...
down the back.
I
it's
think
one thing to sort of be like dressed as something or in fancy dress, but to be in an actual costume where you can't see your face.
Yeah,
but I've heard about it before.
Specifically stuffed animals.
I've heard of people going out to, not that like anyone that I know does anything like it, going down into the woods and having like dressed as teddy bears, dressed as squirrels and stuff, and having like sex parties.
Why can't they just go home and do it after, Love Actually or something? I don't know. Anyway, so they are.
But then I've thought about this before because I have heard of that fetish, and I think surely it ruins the whole thing if like you get out of your costume to get your genitals out.
Yeah, because it's not going to be easily accessible, is it? And now it's time for the Agony Aunt of the week.
Agony Aunt.
This reminded me of you, this Agony Aunt.
Oh, did it? Oh,
yeah.
I don't want to be crunching over it. But...
Okay, so Agony Aunt of the week. My boyfriend's birthday is coming up and I struggle badly with social anxiety. And I'm worried about mixing in with his friends and making conversations. How can I overcome my anxiety and actually have a good time and socialise?
I've got a question now.
Sorry. But when this one came in, I thought, I know who that reminds me of.
I get told, I was actually talking to someone about this today, that people mistake me for I can be a bit of a snob, but people mistake me for a snob or being a bit like funny when actually I'm just a bit socially awkward.
Yeah.
That's it. Well,
and it's like I think, I mean, I say I'm lucky enough that I don't suffer with anxiety, and that's in it, not social anxiety anyway.
Yeah.
Because I think probably years of being on stage and dancing and stuff like that, you kind of put your show coat on, and you become confident. And I know that I would be confident in any social situation, whether it be like down the club with a bunch of ruffians or with some posh people. I know that I can put my social coat on and adapt. But I know, having had discussions with you, that it's something that you do feel.
Yeah.
So definitely. I thought, you could give definitely a hands-on first point of view.
It is a difficult one though, because even working with people my whole life, I'm used to talking to people in a mirror.
Yeah, and you're hiding behind your scissors as well.
And sometimes they turn around to face you in the consultation. It's like, whoa, hang on a minute. I'm used to talking to you in the mirror.
Yeah. Which is like a barrier, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is a difficult one. Because a lot of the time, people have said to me, you'll be fine when you get there. And I will really, sometimes the worst bit is the bit before. And when you actually get there, you're all right.
Yeah. Because, in fact, the last party you went to, you said to me about it, but you were fine when you were in it.
Fine,
but it is, I think, a lot of anxiety is that. It's the build-up, isn't it? It's your own thoughts and your own manifestation.
And you think... Yeah. You know, I think, everyone's going to be there, they're going to be dancing, they're going to have a good time. What if I don't want to be there and I don't want to be drinking, I don't want to be dancing, I don't feel like talking to anyone? What if that happens?
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes it's just that first conversation that breaks the ice a little bit.
So what advice? I would find it difficult to give advice, because I'd say, just go and do it, because I don't struggle with that.
Yeah.
So... I don't know if my advice would not be helpful.
It is a tough one, because sometimes, like we were talking earlier about fancy dress, and for instance, I was saying I like fancy dress because I feel like I can hide behind it, whereas other people feel like they're putting themselves on show. So I think you've definitely got to wear something that you feel comfortable in. Yeah. Even if anybody else is going to be dressed up to the nines and you feel more comfortable in your flip-flops or your flats or whatever, just wear whatever you're comfortable in. And just do.
But is that not also a little bit of the anxiety? If you're going to a dinner like a posh event, you're then going to be anxious about you're not going to look right, your clothes aren't going to be the same as the others.
That's what used to do it for me. I think having worked in salons and it being like an image-orientated environment, when the girls would start talking 4 weeks in advance, what are you going to wear and how are you going to have your hair and some of them spending 250 quid on a dress.
What?
That made me feel really like thinking, oh my God, like the pressure is on how I look and what I'm going to wear.
Because nothing in Primark costs that much, does it?
So exactly. And I think if you just kind of do it sometimes off the cuff and you just go, you have a brilliant time.
Yeah.
But there's so much pressure on having a good time. I think don't put the pressure on yourself, and just try if you can to put it in the back of your mind. And because that night that I did go out, I wasn't prepared. I didn't have an outfit, and I went out and it was fine.
Yeah. But it's the build up, isn't it?
It is the build up.
It's the
definitely.
thought. The thought of it is more scary than the actual event itself.
Yeah, definitely.
So your advice would be just try and calm yourself down. And
just try and not think about it too much. Yeah, definitely.
And, and just say to your boyfriend, look after me. Yeah. Know that I'm nervous. Know that I'm not going to feel
Well,
comfortable.
and sometimes I've said it before, and I think I've seen something on social media that made me think, oh, okay, I'm not a weirdo. And particularly at the moment where it's hot, I go to the bathroom sometimes and just put cool water on my wrists, and it cools me down.
Yeah.
And I will sometimes take myself to the toilet if I don't need the toilet. I just go to the toilet just to have and then splash a bit of cool water on myself and go back out, and it's a bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just say to your partner, look after me, wait, don't leave me on my own.
Yeah. And then it'll probably be absolutely fine.
Yeah, definitely, because everybody's who's going to the event wants to have a good time. Everyone's got different levels of what they consider fun.
That's it.
From the philias.
And also remembering that some people were going to... how often do we... It's not until sometimes the end of the night we're all drunk and we connect over the fact that a lot of us are probably feeling the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or the same in different ways.
So definitely, that's a good point. Know that you're not alone in thinking that,
because
you're
people
the
are
only one.
so good at putting on a front, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure.
And especially when you look at things on social media and how good things
your
look,
best
and
life,
they had the best night.
and best life, your
some
best
people
dress,
have
the best
even
food.
told me that they've tagged themselves and they've been sat on the sofa. They've tagged themselves at the best places
Really?
Oh,
wow.
So what people show, as we know, is not as it seems.
Yeah,
sometimes.
definitely, yeah. Oh, well, good luck. So hopefully...
I've got another question. Good luck.
Do you know what? I listened back to last week's and I did a massive yawn in the middle. How terrible is that? I'm sorry about that. Do apologise. I wasn't bored. I was just a yawn popped out and I heard myself. Oh my God, how rude am I?
Well, it is late here now, isn't it? 11:30 it is.
Oh my God, I'd have been in bed at least 3 hours ago.
Burning
Not
midnight
asleep,
oil.
playing cards and watching Facebook. But yeah. What's annoying if you're yawning and someone pokes their finger in your mouth and breaks your yawn. Oh, that's
it's like
really
not finishing
annoying.
an orgasm, though, isn't it? It's like closer, no.
Oh, that is so annoying. Or a sneeze. And
And you think, I know that's going to come back later, like the yawn.
Yeah, a yawn, a sneeze.
Fortunately, the orgasms don't come back later. Imagine walking around Mercadona
Oh, here it
going,
comes!
oh, that unfinished one. The unfinished one from
that'd be
earlier.
hilarious. Can you imagine? Oh, my God, that'd be hilarious. We're just having a little whoosh, you're pushing the trolley around the freezer section.
Oh dear.
My gosh.
Well, that's probably episode 16 a wrap.
Yeah.
Should probably say goodbye, really.
Yeah, bye then.
See you later.
Bye. And
Bye.
Nigel would like to thank you for being here as well. That's the first time.
Get a picture of it.
Oh, we will put up a picture of Nige, Fat Nige. He can be the team mascot. We wouldn't be able to lift him above our heads very often, but perhaps next week we'll have to get Barry and Dorothy in.
Yeah.
Because Snow's been in, Nigel's been in. Get them in. Get them all in, yeah. So, yeah, thanks. Bye then.
Bye. Bye.
Mummy's dirty secrets.